something up, it tells you just a lot of information about that voter. It tells you the age of that voter. It tells you the gender of that voter. Sometimes it tells you the race of that voter if they particularly check that off. Each area is different. What I've found is that when I knock doors with younger people sometimes, or middle-aged people, I try not to be ageist. Some of them are working 2 and 3 jobs and they've cast their ballot, but they don't have time to volunteer. Some people, we knock doors and they're older, but they live with their children, and the children don't even let the older person come to the door. They may say, nope, they're not available right now. So what we do is we just navigate that, but that information is there. It is in Vote Builder, it is in Minivan, and it's on the list. So it tells you as much about that individual as humanly possible. Do we pull lists based on age? Normally not. We normally pull it on whether that person is a super volunteer, whether they do drop off in non-presidential elections. So if it's a super voter, somebody that votes every time, every election, regardless of the election, you're going to knock them one and you're done because they vote every time. So why put your energy and your effort into somebody that's always consistently voting? What you may want to do is ask them, do they want to volunteer in some way, shape, form, or fashion? You talked about disabilities. There's a role for everyone. If you go on the DEC website, there is a link, and I can get someone to volunteer that we can actually print those out as well. But there is a link on the DEC website where you can go in and select to volunteer, and it gives you a list of options on how you can volunteer. Someone may be technically inclined, so all they want to do is enter data. Someone may have a technology background and they want to help build a website. Someone like to talk phone banking, so they want a phone bank. Another person may like the Canvas, so they actually want to get out. Someone else may want to coordinate or organize. So there's a role for everyone, regardless to their age or their physical capabilities. Did I answer your question? All right, fantastic. And if you need to know more, let me know, because what I don't know, I'll find out. My grandmother also taught, a different grandmother taught me at a very young age, you can make up a world with what you don't know. So I'm not going to stand here and pretend like I know everything, but I do know how to put it in a parking lot and go find out. Anybody else have any questions? Anyone online have any questions? All right, fantastic. Yes, sir. Your first step is to touch that bases with that lady right next to you. Rudina? Oh, if you're not active right now, we're going to establish, yeah, I know, I was just talking. What you're going to do is, as I stated, Donna and Chris have already stated the fact that they're going to have a volunteer coordinator strictly for the club. And from what I found out tonight, there may actually be 2 of them. And I don't want to get in front of myself and make announcements prior to Chris and Donna. That's their position as club president and vice president, not mine. So I think there may be actually 2 volunteer coordinators here at the club. You're going to want to connect with them. And more importantly, they're going to reach out to you and start coordinating meetings so that we can sit down and do 2 things. Start setting up phone banks, because we want to ease you into this. I just talked to my district leader the other day, and I'm like, dude, to be perfectly honest with you, I cannot canvass from 11 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday. That sun is leaning on me. So we pushed our canvasses to 5 in the afternoon to 7 o'clock at night. That I can function with, right? So they're going to reach out to you and establish a program where you can start making phone calls to welcome the people that are moved into new precincts. And that's going to get your foot wet. We're going to stick your big toe in the water first, right? We don't want you to jump in and you can't swim. So we're going to do welcome letters first and do some phone calls to get you familiar with this. And then from there, we're going to go out and knock doors and hang some lit. And then once everybody, if you're already past that and you're ready to canvass, there's lots of canvases already on Mobilize, and we'll put some more in there. If anybody wants to go out and canvass, reach out to me. I extend myself to everybody. If you want me to come and work your precinct with you, I'll be happy to do that. The only thing I ask you is come and help me work mine as well. So canvassing is my favorite thing to do. I love engaging voters. I love trying to connect with voters, because to me, that's the key. The first thing I do when I knock a door is find a way to connect with that individual. And once I can connect with that individual, their guard goes down. Now I can have a conversation. But I never try to tell them what I want them to know. What I do is listen to what it is that they want to tell me, because everybody's problems and challenges that they face are different. The people that are in Valrico going down Lithia crime Pinecrest have one set of issues, but they live in Valrico. The other Valrico area up here off of 60 near Home Depot, they have a completely different set of issues and concerns, and the demographics are very different. So what I try to do is seek to understand before I seek to be understood. Because if I understand what's going on with that person and I'm doing active listening, I can find something to connect with that individual on. Did I answer your question? And what he asked is, where do we get started? I didn't give him the mic. I apologize for those of you all that are online. That was his actual question, was how do we get started? Anyone else? To be perfectly honest with you, people ask me, why are you so optimistic? I cannot approach something feeling like that I'm already going to be defeated. I have to feel like I'm going to win at what it is that I'm going to do in order to get up every day and keep doing this. So the pessimistic, I turn that off. That little bad angel, I kick him off and I call a good one and tell him to get on. So I have to approach everything with that optimism. And trust me, we don't even have to go to Fishhawk to get that problem. There's a community right around the corner that I get ran out of on a regular basis. And he gonna buy some new track shoes because I'm gonna keep coming back. All right. So anything else? If not, I thank you for your time, your attention. I look forward to locking arms with you. Let's get busy.
So thank you so much, Vannessa. You are a very busy lady, and I know you are heading off to another meeting. So I appreciate you coming here to talk to us tonight. I have it in my back pocket. Okay, so we kind of didn't start the meeting like we normally start the meeting. So I would like to invite Emmett Wahal to start our meeting. Yes. No, I didn't bring a flag.
She told us. I know somebody said they're gonna bring the flag. I'm gonna put right here on you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In a moment of silence for all the sick and suffering. I'm sorry.
Yes, I'd like to take a moment of silence for the gun violence that has been happening in this country. We had the horrible shooting down in Texas, followed by 14 more mass shootings over the same weekend. I think, unfortunately, we've reached a new normal since there are millions of AR-15s out there in the wild. 20 million. I'm afraid that this is going to be an ongoing thing. So I'd like a moment of silence for the past victims of gun violence and for the victims to come.
I turn a meeting over to the most beautiful woman in Hillsborough County.
It's hard for you to say that now. I had another birthday. So I want to start off by welcoming everyone to the East Hillsborough Democratic Club meeting. We have a lot of speakers tonight, so I'm going to keep it brief and short. We have some exciting news coming up about the parade and a picnic and everything else. So first of all, I want to introduce my board of directors. And if you're in the house and I pronounce your name, stand up. Chris Rattledge, my vice president. Janet Mullen, secretary. Walt Seeley, treasurer. Susan Rattledge, assistant treasurer. Patricia Williams, who is not here, she handles our programs. Emmett Walhall, we'll learn how to say your name. Hey, yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, he is our sergeant of arms. Gifford and Gloria Allison, membership is not here. Mary Shepard is our publicity chair. She does an awesome job. It's always in the paper. Our director, Victor Lowry, who refuses to be our director, but she is anyway, so stand up. Yeah, and our director, Reed Morgan. Thank you so much. These are our board of directors, and I am, of course, Donna Four. I am the president of this awesome club. So I also want to thank our monthly callers that are out there every month calling you and reminding you of our meeting. I mean, you know, these ladies and gentlemen work very, very hard. So I am going to, Patricia is not here tonight, so I am going to introduce our next speakers, and I think Andrew Lernan is on the Zoom. So if he would come on Zoom, unmute and say hello and let us know what the heck is going on in Tallahassee.
Thank you for having me, Donna. First of all, it's so weird because obviously y'all are my local club. I live on Bell Shoals. I think the first time I ever ran for anything, I launched.
Hush, hush. Now we can't hear you. No. It's Tallahassee. We have to be quiet. We're
Can you
Democrats.
hear me now?
Can't hear you now.
Is that on? Is it my microphone or your speaker?
Can other people on Zoom hear Andrew?
Yes. It's
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Loud and
mine.
clear.
Not mine.
In fact, very loud.
Give us 1 second, Andrew. We love you. We just don't want to
No,
hear
you're
you.
good.
That's the problem.
Any better?
Mine doesn't have anything to do with this.
Hey, Eddie.
Andrew, you're fine. It's the problem in the local room.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, now we can hear you. So now you can speak.
Oh, is it working now?
Yes, yay.
Well, I really appreciated the close up with Chris. I was having a good moment there. He's not going to acknowledge that, is he? He's just going to walk away. That's probably smart. So first of all, thank you for having me back. I was apologizing for having to do this via Zoom. As many of you know, I started my first campaign there in that room. Well, we were at the Bell Shoals back, or the Beef O'Brady's back then. But anyways, started there, live off Bell Shoals, so right down the street. And the weird thing is, a little personal news for people who don't know my personal life too much. After 15 years and 20 attempts of trying to get my now wife to agree on a date, during COVID, she finally said yes. So we got married and we are finally moving. COVID has made it a really hard time to try to move, especially moving across the country. So her and the kids are up here in Maine. I am up here packing boxes, been at it all day. And we have a move-in date to our new home in Fishhawk on July 1st. So for my real friends, I look forward to seeing you. We will supply the pizza and beer, and I expect you to help us move in 2 weeks. So thank you. But this year of living in the capital out of a suitcase, trying to get to Maine every other weekend to spend time with the family, and then back in the district, it's been kind of a whirlwind. So I'm glad for things to finally start settling down July 1st. So we can get back to the business at hand, which is getting reelected, because we are in the fight of our lives here. So, and I'm not even gonna lie to you. I tried hard. I had the hardest race in the state last year. We won. I was the only Democrat to win in a district that voted for President Trump. It was incredibly tight. We won by 1,200 votes. We're at a recount by like 30 or 40 people or something insanely narrow like that. But I thought in redistricting, my life would get a little easier. I was like, oh, I'm an incumbent. They're going to make me a little safer. I see what they're going to do here. That is not what happened. We became we moved solidly red. So we're in an R+2 seat now. And we've got a national headwind. Right now, the 538 generic ballot is against the Democrats by between 2.5% and 3%. So we are starting behind, and we need to know that, because we've really got a fight on our hands. We're going to need to put in the work. We've been out knocking doors. Cassie knows that while I've been up here, I've texted every person in the district that has a cell phone in the voter file. 68,000 people. They've all gotten 3 to 4 texts from me already. Those are real, authentic conversations that we are having, trying to make sure that people understand that we are putting the politics aside and just fixing the damn roads. That's what we campaigned on the last time. Everybody in Brandon and Riverview complains about the traffic, and that's what we are fighting for now. Again, who got one of those texts from me? Anybody in the room got one? Look at that. Our sample size is working. So, and I'll tell you, I think this is something I hope every Democrat, I know there's a couple candidates in the room. I know Eddie Geller agrees with me. We cannot just talk to Democrats. If we do that, we will lose this race, and we will lose this race by at least 5%. We have to get out. We got to talk to the NPAs, and we got to talk to the Republicans. A lot of these people agree with us on common sense issues. You look at what's happening right now with these the hearings on January 6th. Republicans are disgusted at their own party, and there's a lot of them that are willing to come over if we give them a reasonable alternative. I tell everybody, I think a lot of people have left the Republican Party. The question is, and it's an open question, of whether the Democrats are making a welcoming home for those people, right? These are not people that we are going to agree with on every issue. But if we can be the party with a big enough tent where we can accept everybody as who they are, and we can stay true to our core values, fighting for the environment, protecting our kids, making our schools better, and investing in infrastructure and in our communities, then we can win. And that's what we're trying to do. I think we've done a good job of it so far. We just came back from a special session where, honestly, like defying partisanship, and Donna knows this from her experience in the auto glass world, I was the biggest, enemy number one of the lawyers in the state trying to lower people's property insurance prices. Everyone's seen their property insurance go up 20, 30, 40, 50, 200, 300% this year. People have seen tripling prices. People had their homes get dropped from insurance altogether. Citizens is at an all-time high going into hurricane season. It's a recipe for disaster. And, I was the first one in the House to call for reforms, call for the special session. We got it passed. And hopefully we'll see some rate decreases coming for people here shortly. But it doesn't stop there. I think we need to acknowledge that people are hurting right now. The economy is, we've done a great job of making this the COVID recession the shortest recession in modern history. But people are still feeling it every single time they pump gas, every single time they go grocery shopping. So we are fighting for things like, I had a bill that would have removed the gas tax permanently, not a 1-month stunt the way the Republicans ended up doing it, but permanently. Would have saved everybody at the pump about 30, 40, 50 cents a gallon right now. It changes because it's variable. The higher the gas prices go, actually, the more money people would be saving if it had my bill passed. The other thing is, I think everybody knows I've been calling for the state of Florida to divest its Russian investments. Right now, the Florida retirement system going into the conflict was propping up Vladimir Putin by the tune of $307 million. They have since lost 280 million of those dollars. It just evaporated when Putin invaded Ukraine. There's no reason why our state dollars, our retiree savings, should be backing Vladimir Putin. It was a bipartisan bill across the country, and it was only the Republicans in Florida that really put up a fight to defend it and to stop divestment. So we're going to hang that over their heads, because everybody knows That's why gas prices are going as high as they are. It's why food prices are going as high as they are. The global uncertainty, it's affecting everybody. I saw somewhere, we're all complaining about the price of gas here in Florida. The price of gas over in Europe right now is over $9 a gallon.
Wow.
So, it could be a lot worse, and we got to make sure that we understand we're in this global world, and it's because Vladimir Putin invaded Ukraine, and we have to make sure we do everything we can to get ourselves out of that conflict as quickly as possible. That said, I'm going to keep doing the thing I'm doing, which is talking to voters about fixing the damn roads in Riverview. So if anybody wants to talk about it, we are redoing every interchange on I-75 thanks to the bipartisan infrastructure bill. Over, I think it was $300-something million we got from the state to fix local roads here in Hillsborough County. We are going to be repaving 60. We've already finished the 301 Bloomingdale intersection that everybody hated for years and years. We got that widened. We're getting the Big Bend intersection done now. Boyette is funded. We're just waiting for Big Bend to complete before they start it. The 60 interchange is done. And there's countless surface projects, water infrastructure, Port Tampa Bay, you name it, it is all coming, and we are trying to put people to work, building the infrastructure of the future. So, Donna, if it's okay with you, I'd like to take a question or two at your discretion.
Absolutely. So are there any questions? Those on Zoom, if you'll have put your questions on Zoom. I mean, on the chat on Zoom. Anybody in the room? I don't see any. Andrew, you have been out there. I mean, on Facebook, on Instagram, on everything. So we all know what you're doing. Love you truly. And
Thank you.
the car title thing. Janet.
When you were on TV and they talked about the car titles, have they gotten that settled yet? Have they done anything to the laws or?
Yeah, we cleaned that up. What was unfortunate about that? This is kind of a long story, but I got a call. Donna, do I have like 3 minutes to do the quick version of it?
Sure.
Okay. So I represent more car dealerships in the current district than just about anybody in the state. I've got 6. All those dealerships off of Highway 60. They're huge stakeholders in the district. And a group of 3 dealers came up to Tallahassee and asked for some relief because of COVID and these delays in the mail. They were trying to sell cars and the titles weren't getting cleared from out of state in those 30 days because it was taking 3 weeks just to get the mail back and forth. They came and said, hey, can we get an extension on that? And I said, that seems like a pretty reasonable ask. I haven't heard anybody complaining about car titles. Why not, right? So I called Rep. Smith, who I'm the vice chairman of the Veterans Caucus statewide. Just pure coincidence, Rep. Smith, who was the sponsor of that bill, is the chairman of the Veterans Caucus. So we probably did 40 veteran-friendly bills, let alone millions of dollars of appropriations for veterans across the state of Florida. We were doing all of it together in a seamlessly bipartisan way. I brought it to him and I said, hey, I think we got a problem. What do you think? What do you think about this bill? He's like, they want to make it, they want to change must to should and extend it out. I think that's too much. Let's give them an extra 14 days, 2 weeks. We'll do from 30 to 45 days. Call it good. And I said, David, that sounds great. Sign me up. I'll be your co-sponsor. Let's do it. That was on a Friday. And the reason this matters is that Friday at 3 o'clock, I got a call from a local reporter in my Tallahassee office. Donna, you know me. Do I spend my weekends in Tallahassee or do I drive the 4 hours back down to the district? I drive the 4 hours back to the district every single weekend. There's nobody answering the phone up there. And on Monday night, they ran a story before I was even back in Tallahassee that we were avoiding their phone calls and running this bill that was the most anti-consumer thing in the history of the world. And the only thing they were using was because they hadn't accepted the fact that we had like changed the wording in the bill when David and I had agreed to the co-sponsorship, right? So when the wording came out, nobody thought it was controversial anymore. It was just a gotcha thing that frankly should have been avoided. But there's no way we could have known that Carvana was in trouble. Carvana has since been fined hundreds of thousands of dollars to the state to get all their delinquent car titles up to par. This bill had nothing to do with them. It never did. They were never a part of it. But anyways, we got it all fixed. Floridians are safe and our dealers get the extra 2 weeks they needed to make sure that they were able to process it in that window. And at the end of the emergency executive order for COVID, the bill, the wording of the law goes back to 30 days it's always been.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
I'm sure that's a lot more information than you wanted, but it was
absolutely not.
the way that story was portrayed was like really, really sinister. And it did not reflect the reality of what was really happening.
You are doing a fantastic job in Tallahassee, and we do appreciate everything you're doing. So
hey,
thank
we passed
you.
the most bills of any Democrat again. We brought the most money back to the district. We got $18 million just for HCC's Brandon campus alone. So we are going to modernize that campus, which hasn't been touched in the last 40 years. We've got a lot of good things coming to Brandon. Like I said, $300 million, every interchange, and we did it in 2 years. Cassie's going to roll her eyes and probably quit the job when I say this, but I mean, my work here is done in one term. So I'm pretty happy. I'm out. I'm going on vacation. Cassie, it's over to you.
Yeah, she's sitting here, trust me, and she is rolling her eyes. Say, oh, heck no, you are here to stay. We know that you're going to go on to bigger and better. So yeah, thank you, Representative. We appreciate everything that you've done for us and here in the Riverview, Brandon area.
Thank you. And sorry again for missing it, but beer and pizza for the move-in party, and I will see you in person again next month.
Oh, beer and pizza where?
At the new house.
Oh,
you just got to commit to moving 5 boxes.
Send me the address, please, and I will share it with all the members here. We'll be there.
Deal.
Great. Thank you, Andrea. I appreciate it very, very much.
Thanks again for having me on.
Okay. So, Gavin, you're here. Okay, Gavin. Gavin, we don't know you very well, and I'm looking forward to hearing about you. He is running for the House 15, and I would love for you to come up here and tell us what you are doing, what your plans are, what you're all about. So, Gavin Brown of the House Rep 15, US 15. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you. Thank you all for having me. Man, it was a hot one out there today, wasn't it? I had to repair fences on my ranch. So this afternoon was a little taxing on me. My name's Gavin Brown. I'm running for US House CD 15. I grew up in South Lake County. Originally, when I got in this race, I was going to be running against Scott Franklin, but we all know how redistricting goes. So I am now running out of this district. I went to school at Florida State University. I double majored in theater and political science, which pretty much are one and the same at this point. I think y'all would agree. And then I worked in New York for a while, and I was a director of fundraising and marketing, overseeing a $50 million budget annually out of there. And then I got a little tired of doing that, and I came back to Florida, and I worked as a political consultant. I consulted on many campaigns, but I consulted for Biden-Harris in Georgia. I was a senior strategist out of there. Thank the Lord, we won that. And then the DNC had me come back and work the 2 Georgia Senate races. We won those. It was razor thin, but we did it. And but going to the point from earlier, it's not just about registering voters, and this is why my friend Stacey Abrams gets it right. It's about engaging those voters after they're registered. We can't just sign people up and forget about them. We've got to check in with them. We've got to knock door to door. We've got to call them, and we've got to get them to events and get them involved in our local communities so that they feel heard and that they can, feel a presence in the district and the state. With regards to guns, and I know I am sick and tired of thoughts and prayers and politicians coming out doing nothing on this. Now, look, I'll be honest with you. I'm a gun owner. I live on a ranch, but when I got my gun, I didn't get an AR-15. I got a gun so I could shoot rattlesnakes out on my ranch. But I went through the process. I went through a thorough background check. I went through a safety course, and that's how we got to do it. And what DC passed is something that's better than nothing, but it's not enough. And we have to address background checks, mental health, all that. I just got done. I ran the Pulse Marathon, much to the chagrin of me, that my manager signed me up to do. And then all my staff had bets on how long I would make it. And they said, we could tell when you got a little tired, you'd kind of walk on the sides and just shake hands and talk to people. And they said the politician way, I guess. But this nation, and particularly this state, is under attack on a lot of issues. Women are under attack. We have to step up, and we need candidates that are qualified to do it. And the thing is that with my background, I worked in DC for the American Shipbuilding Association. I know how the legislative process works. I've worked a ton of winning campaigns where we fought and won tough seats. I know how to do that. And I think that we need a candidate that can win in November. And I believe I'm that candidate, and I believe that we need to talk to all voters, rural, urban, all across the board. Recently, I was just endorsed by Congresswoman Karen Thurman, who was the former head of the Florida Democratic Party. And she said, I'm endorsing you because you're the candidate that can win. So I said, well, now you're putting a lot on my shoulders, but I'll do it for you. and so I'll just leave y'all with this. When I did the Pulse run, I'm wearing this bracelet today because at the memorial, when I spoke after it, there was a mother there. She had a dog. And I said, oh, what a cute dog. And she said, oh, I inherited it. And I said, well, from my son. And I said, well, usually that's what happens when kids get dogs and they don't want to take care of them anymore. You all know the moms usually end up taking care of it. Dads too. And she said, no, he's right there on the memorial. And we'll tell about deflating me for a bit. No offense to Tom Brady, and so I was talking to her, and she said, can I hug you? And I said, yes. And she said, please tell me when you're elected, you're going to get something done. No thoughts and prayers, just like you said. And I said, I pledged you, I'll do that. And she said, I want to give you something. So she looked down, gave me this bracelet. And she said, my son he did arts and crafts on the side just to make side money, that he would wear them up his arms when he'd go out to the bars or restaurants and sell them. And she said, this was one of the ones I had to collect from the hospital. Again, deflated again, but I told her I'll wear it and I'll do it for all gun violence victims, their families and friends. No more thoughts and prayers. We're over this. But it's this election and these midterms, it's no laughing matter. We need qualified candidates who can go to DC day one with the experience and background and be ready. No training wheels. I just hope I don't have to go to DC with Sarah Palin and Anthony Sabatini being in my freshman class. So let's try and pray for that. But my name's Gavin Brown, and thank you so much for having me here. Yes. Sure. So originally it was South Lake County going through most of Polk, and that was Scott Franklin's seat. Now he's another one. But, when I ran into him before the lines were redrawn, and it was at the Strawberry Festival, and he came up to me, he said, I know who you are. And I said, oh, this conversation isn't going to go well. And I said, well, Congressman Franklin, it's so great to see you out here. A lot of your constituents have been asking where you've been. And he said, He said, I've been working for the people of the district. I said, well, that's interesting because you know what? Yeah, Mar-a-Lago, maybe, you know. Exactly. And I said, well, it's really interesting because, you know, I tried calling your office repeatedly, but the phone was off the hook. So maybe you should get a staffer who knows how to pay the phone bill. And then I knew that was the end of it. So then I just kind of walked up. My staffer was kind of horrified, but whatever. But so now the district is Polk, Lakeland, a big portion of Hillsborough. Yeah. So this area is definitely in it. So me and Kathy Castor are kind of sharing where the line is. She gets the bulk of Tampa. I get like Temple Terrace, Brandon. I get USF, Busch Gardens area. And then a little slice of East Pasco on top of that. No. But I get Zephyr Hills, those areas. But and also, so I'll just leave you with this unless y'all have any questions for me. Feel free to drill me. I've been under the microscope. I know how it goes. But I'll just leave you with that. We need a qualified candidate that has the experience and background and is ready to go day one, that can reach out to all Democrats.
Who do you think you're running against? How many people are going through the Republican nomination?
Well, currently, Congressman Ross on the Republican side just dropped out the other day. And the former Secretary of State is running. So is Kelly Stargell. State Senator Stargell is running. And then, you know, we have people in the Democratic primary. Eddie is one of them that's here tonight too. But, you know, we need a tough fighting candidate to go into these midterms. I know you all know that it's not going to be easy in these midterms, but we cannot afford to lose the House, because if we lose the House and the Senate, Mitch McConnell, we are back to ground zero. What is Biden and Harris going to be able to do in the next 2 years? You know, so we've got to find those candidates that can win, that have a proven track record of winning, and be a fighter. And what my logo and slogan is: future forward Florida. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. So I'm going to allow Eddie to come up here and say a few words. He is running for the Congress as well. And we've heard from him before, but I do want to give him an opportunity to tell us what's going on in his campaign.
Thank you so much. Always appreciate getting a few minutes to talk to you. I know, as Donna had mentioned, you've heard me speak a few times, so I won't go over the whole story once again, but I'll give you all a little bit of an update. Things have been exciting on our end. We've now raised nearly $400,000 so far. So thank you very much. So we've been working hard, feeling a lot of the momentum coming along. The other most exciting thing is we actually recently announced an endorsement from Andrew Learned. So that was really, really excited about that, really proud of that endorsement, because I think, as y'all know, Rep Learned has been doing the work. And I think we could not agree more that we got to be talking to everyone and we got to be doing the work, because as we've all talked about, this is going to be a tough cycle. So we continue to push forward. Talked a little bit about the Republicans in this race. There's 6 Republicans. And the other thing that we're excited about, we'll break a little bit of news here in this meeting, is actually Hannah Stargell is the daughter of Kelly Stargell, Senator Stargell. She went viral on TikTok a couple of weeks ago, talking about how her mom would make a terrible representative and she doesn't want it. Right, exactly. Wow, yeah, went on TikTok, it went viral. And now, so both of the Stargell daughters are going to come out and endorse our campaign in the next week. And that kind of stuff is exciting because, for them, Laura Stargell, the other daughter, had come out and talked about this bill that was banning trans youth from participating in sports. And I think one of the many things we've seen is just unprecedented attacks on the LGBTQ community. And I think part of winning is we have a lot of issues from, economics and skyrocketing housing prices across the board. But also, if we don't stand up for our allies, if we don't stand up for folks like the LGBTQ plus community, then we're not doing our job, and then we're not protecting such an important part of our community, important part of the Democratic Party. So really excited to get that endorsement, really excited to keep pushing forward. I know as soon as we get done today, we'll be putting in some more work. And yeah, excited to keep pushing forward and exciting to have another chance to talk to y'all. And it's good to see y'all. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Eddie. So please get to know these gentlemen a lot better. Stay after, talk to them one-to-one, find out who they are and what they represent, because it's important that we make a correct decision on who we're voting for. We're going to go into a quick business meeting, our treasurer's report. I'm going to wander back here to Walt, who is our treasurer.
Okay, as of today, our balance in the checking account is $2,781.50.
Until I get a hold of that money. Yeah, you know me. And Janet.
I don't, we posted the minutes and they were approved at the board meeting.
Does anybody have any question on the minutes? They did go out. So they were approved at the board meeting, and I'm hearing donation on the other, on my other ear. So, my ears perked up. Old business, the 4th of July parade in Brandon was canceled. It's very unfortunate. I was looking forward to it, as many of you were. It's a huge parade. We always had a great time. Please keep Janine, the person who is in charge of the Brandon Roundtable, in your hearts and prayers, your thoughts and prayers. Oh gosh, I hate that word. Just keep her in mind, because yeah, nothing to do with guns. She had a brain bleed and just could not function or focus on this parade, so she had to cancel it. However, we are teaming up with the Temple Terrace Democratic Club, and we are going to be in their parade. Now, let me tell you, I belong to the Uptown Chamber, which is the Temple Terrace Chamber. Talk about a bunch of uppity people. They are mostly Republicans. So we are going to be going on their parade. Chris is going to let a lot of the information out to all of our members. We will be meeting at the Hillsborough Democratic office. Thank you. Office. And decorating the trolley, which I am insisting that we continue to have. It won't cost us all the money, Walt. I'm just telling you now. They're pitching in. The DEC is pitching in, so it won't cost us all that money. So yeah, but I am inviting, please, Gavin, Eddie. I know that that's your district. Please come out and walk. Shake hands, get to know the people in Temple Terrace. We have got to win that district. It's like I said, mostly Republican. I know, because when I sat there at the luncheon the other day, I'm going, oh God, I'm a Democratic, president, and I'm going to be in the parade. And I was sitting at the same table as the Republican president, and she was so well known. She's such a, she's such a pretty lady, whatever. I'm not, but anyway. Oh, Ellen. Thank you. Yeah, I was fishing for compliments there. But anyway, look for Chris's emails on that. Please come out, walk it, ride in the trolley, whatever. Donate candy, shake hands with the people out there in Temple Terrace. We've got to let them know that the Democrats are alive, well, and kicking, and ready to show that we are going to win this next race. Yes, you can. And I'm going to introduce ahead of schedule here, Mike Spangler, who is the vice president of the Democratic Party.
Thank you, everybody. It's exciting to be teaming with Donna and Russ Patterson, the president of the Temple Terrace Area Democrats. We are starting off at the party headquarters on 56th Street. The trolley will take people to the parade from there and bring them back. So if you want to park there rather than at the marshalling area, that will be available to you. In addition, we are also having a party open house right after the parade with refreshments, food from 12 to 3. So after you're been marching and hopefully not getting rained on, but we know on the 4th of July, it always rains. But that's in Brandon. So hopefully it won't rain, but after the parade, please check in with us, get something to eat, get some refreshments, and visit our party headquarters. Be glad for you to see what we've done and the support of all the clubs and caucuses in the county. It's on Monday, the July 4th, from 10 in the morning until 12. We'll be meeting at the office at 8:30. The bus, the trolley bus will be there from 8:30 to 8:45. So get there, park, get on the bus. It'll take you to the parade and bring you back. Any other questions? No, you can decorate at the marshalling area. We have to get in the marshalling area by 9. So, but you'll have an hour there to decorate and do everything. Okay. This is also being supported by the North Tampa Club, the New Tampa Club, and the Temple Terrace, and you all. So a lot of people. And of course, we've been inviting all the candidates that you've invited. Temple Terrace is invited. So it should be a really great parade for the Democrats. Okay.
Those of us that have our East Hillsborough Democratic t-shirts, it would be nice.
Absolutely. Everybody wear blue, wear your t-shirts. We need every person in Temple Terrace to see that we're there. Yes. Your banner, I'm assuming you're going to be bringing your banner. The HCDC banner will be there. North Tampa will be there. If they're going to know how to spell Democrat by the end of that parade. Thank you, Donna. I appreciate getting to talk.
No problem. Thank you for coming, Michael. I appreciate it. I really do. I appreciate the support from the DEC. And especially on this parade, because it is very important. After my luncheon, I thought, oh my gosh, we have got to show these people that there are Democrats out there. And if we show up and we're in unison and we are big and mighty, it will show the people that are there who are Democrats, who are hiding in the closets. They need to come out and join us.
Donna, this is George over here. On the screen.
Yes, go ahead, George.
I am a member of the club in Temple Terrace. I'm a member of the board. I want to thank you for your cooperation and participation with our president, Russ Patterson, and Michael and others for cooperating and collaborating on this parade. We've had our own headaches at first, but now they've all gone away because you gave us a lot of aspirin to solve it. So thank you so much for mentioning it in the meeting, and we look forward to seeing all of you on July 4th.
Thank you, George. And I see another hand raised. Oh, is it Jan? Jan, did you have something to say?
Yes, I did. It was simply to remind people of two things. First of all, beside 14 and beside 15, 16 now has a portion of your club territory. We lost all of Sarasota and gained more area in Hillsborough County. The other thing was that candidates would be happy to help you out in your door-to-door, particularly with the NPAs. They get swayed more if an actual candidate shows up at their door. So anytime you want us along, we're happy to come. And also in response to Gavin, sometimes winning is relative. DeSantis did a great job on Southwest Florida. The new districts 16 and 17 are terrible, but we have enough room to grow and to get people out to sway the race against DeSantis. And in my opinion, that is so vital. We will come and do anything you wish. I think he's the greatest threat to the country, even worse than Donald Trump. So if you want a candidate, just ask. If you want us to distribute progressive literature, just ask. We're happy to do it. And we are in Hillsborough for good or bad. Thank you, Donna. Sorry to interrupt.
I apologize for not recognizing you were on the Zoom. You are still running for your campaign, am I right?
Yes, we're running in 16. So is Vern Buchanan. So is Martin Hyde, who is much worse than Vern Buchanan. He's the one that asked the Puerto Rican tennis player at his country club to please see to the grounds. He's the one who told a police officer, a female police officer, who stopped him for going something like 60 in a 40-mile zone, that he was going to get her fired. Did he know who she was? You're even worse, people. It's going to be a freak show. Pardon me? He's qualified, Vern's qualified, I've qualified.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of reaction from that comment. Jan, good job.
Does anybody want a response to that reaction? There's a good and a bad. Vern has a primary, so far we don't. The bad part of that is he can therefore, and so can we, raise twice as much money. You all tell me I'm bad at raising money, and I am. I run a free legal clinic for residents of public housing. On the other hand, the good side of that is that Martin Hyde is so horrible. He's going to get Vern very angry, and they're going to get nasty.
Oh, you know what? Everybody's loving your smile.
Well, what can you do but smile with these districts here? But again, we can, with help, get out enough progressives who otherwise have given up voting, particularly in Manatee County, to help swing. The DC study says we could maybe get 1/3 of the expected margin in the gubernatorial race. And that is absolutely worth doing.
Are there any questions for Jan? Jan, I do appreciate you coming on. You come on every time, and I apologize for not seeing you back there. It's hard to see everyone on Zoom. Is there anyone else on Zoom that I have overlooked who is running for office?
I keep telling you that this is my favorite Democratic club. You guys just don't believe me. You have such a great combination of issues and enthusiasm and, you know, just liking each other, which is not characteristic of all Democratic clubs in the area. Thank you.
Thank you, Jan. We love you. We do. Okay, so I want to remind everyone, you're getting an applause. You know, I love it. I never get an applause, but they're applauding you. Well,
we'll applaud you too. You give so much time to this. It's amazing.
Ah, that's what it is. Thank you so much, Jan. I know that you love the parade, but it's not in Brandon this year. And unfortunately, it's out of your district, but you are still more than welcome to come over and wave and, you know, and be part of that parade. Okay.
I'll have to talk it over with my dog who loves
I don't care. Bring your dog. Bring your dog. So I want to remind everyone that there is no meeting in July, not here. Okay, because we're in the 4th of July parade. It's going to take a lot of effort. We're going to be hot and sweaty and we're going to be tired. But I hope that everyone here goes out. Everyone on Zoom comes out to the parade. It's very important. We are talking about another picnic. The picnic that we had in May, oh, God, it was awesome, folks. If you didn't come, there were so many people there, and it was the best turnout we've ever had. I mean, you had, of course, the candidates showed up, and I got to meet Junior, which I hadn't met before. He was awesome. Yeah, and so I hope that in October, just before the elections hit, we can have another picnic and really bring in our candidates and show them off. So right now, what I would like to do is bring up Cassidy, who is Andrew Lernan's right-hand person, and she's going to talk a few moments about what we can do to help Andrew's campaign.
Thank you, Donna. Hey guys, I know most of you, but if you don't know me, my name's Cassidy. I'm Rep. Andrew Learned's campaign manager. If you didn't know me prior to that, I worked for former Rep. Hattersley, which I know this room helped him immensely in 2018 and 2020. So thank you guys. Small plug for Adam too. He's running for chief financial officer. So let's get Jimmy Petronis out of there, and let's get Adam in the Florida cabinet to support Governor Christ/Freed, whoever it may be. So I'm Andrew's campaign manager. Donna, you wanted me to talk about how to get involved, but first let me just mention a little update that Andrew didn't. We had a good story in the press today. Andrew had his highest fundraising month to date in May. He raised over $50,000, and our opponent, do you guys know who Andrew's opponent is? I don't want to talk too much about him, give him too much airspace, but yeah, he's a guy, his name is Danny Alvarez. He is a family law attorney. He's just a very generic, boring attorney, Republican, like they all are. But Andrew had his best fundraising month to date, and our opponent, Danny Alvarez, had his worst. He raised a little over $5,200, and Andrew raised over $50,000. But that does not mean that we can stop or slow down, because just a couple of weeks ago, the Republican Party of Florida dumped $25,000 all at once into Danny Alvarez's campaign. There's more to come, certainly, from them, because the Republicans have been gunning to get back this Eastern Hillsborough County seat since Adam flipped it in 2018, right? So they have been pissed that we took this for years, and they want it back. So they're going to be coming hard for us, and they are. But to get involved, I passed out my cards to this whole room, but I've got plenty more if you guys want some or need some. I think I missed a couple of you folks in the back that I didn't put some on the table, but I'll give you my card. My personal cell is on there, and my email, so you can always reach out to me if you ever want to get involved. And on these great palm cards that I've put on the tables in front of you, there is a little QR code that if you scan that with your phone on your camera, it will bring up Andrew's website. There's a link to donate, which I know many of you in here are monthly recurring donors, which we appreciate. But if you want to give us another donation to keep up our fundraising momentum, that would be great. And there's also a link to volunteer on there as well. So sign up. We've got a great NGP volunteer sign up link that'll just give me your name and information. We're going to be canvassing. Eddie and his team have already come out canvassing with us a couple times, so we appreciate that. We want to get as many of the local campaigns together to canvass together and, kind of do like a slate of all the cards for the local candidates. And as you guys know, Fentress Driscoll now shares a part of our Brandon community as well. So I spoke with their team recently, and we want to potentially do a joint canvass of all the Brandon candidates, which I think would be awesome. We would love to have you guys come out there. As Andrew said, he was not kidding. He would really love some help moving. And so we're going to try to make that a little bit of a campaign event on July 1st, throw on our Andrew Learned t-shirts and head over to Fishhawk, which is the newest change to formerly District 59, now District 69 in the Florida House. We've incorporated now the Fishhawk community, which I'm sure many of you No is a very expansive, very red community. And that's why this district has turned about 1.5 points redder than it was before. So we've got a fight on our hands, like Andrew said, but head to the website. It's literally just andrewlearned.com. All of our socials are just Andrew Learned. You can find him, like Donna said. Andrew gives me anxiety because he posts all the time, and I will never sleep as so long as I have my post notifications turned on for Andrew, because I'm never sure what he's going to say. But sometimes it's me on there too, so I monitor everything that he posts. So if you message us, I will see it, and we want to get as many of you guys plugged in as possible so you can get out there and canvas with us and make phone calls and send texts and anything that you're willing to do. We will take it. Yes.
Question, is Andrew Fishoff on both sides of the Pinecrest?
Nope.
Only on the southern side, western side?
Correct.
Right, so I'm Fishoff, precinct captain on the other side.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. Yes, sir. So, hey, he's so committed to this new district. He literally bought a house in Fishhawk. So I don't think a lot of candidates can say that. So he is moving in. He is planting himself there. So we will be there. We're going to talk to those Fishhawk folks that just because there's an R next to Danny Alvarez's name does not mean he will care about them in the Florida House. He's not going to care about all the great public schools out in the Lithia area, like Newsom and all the great elementary schools that are out there. And, Republicans don't give a, excuse my language, don't give a crap about public schools. So, but Andrew does. Andrew, his 2 9-year-old twins will be moving into one of those schools when they move down here. So that is something that's extremely close to his heart personally. So that's it. So if you guys have any other questions, just let me know. I'll be here. Oh, I'm selling Pride shirts. Normally, I would just give these away, but I do have to sell them to try to get some additional money. But I'm selling Pride shirts for $25, and we've got little stickers that I'm selling for $5. But if you are nice to me, I'll just give you one for free. So that's it. Thanks, Donna.
I want one for free. No, I'm not kidding. I will buy one. Thank you so much, Cassidy. Danny Alvarez, I have met him and I have spoken to him January 6th. Okay, just remember that, folks. Sure. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, Andrew carried a gun in the Middle East as a member of the United States Navy. So. Right. I didn't have the microphone up to you, but I'm sorry.
I just want to say on the parade, I put links up on the board on a chat to both the party back at the office and to the parade itself. Those links will also be on our webpage for the parade, the easthillsborodems.org 4th of July parade. I'll put them up there, and there'll also be an email about this meeting with the video. So everybody will have a chance to sign up for them so we know who's coming, and so that I imagine the office party would like to know about how many people are coming. So.
Thank you, Chris. Always check our website. Chris posts. He also posts posts the emails. He is the East Hillsborough Democratic Party. I am nothing but the person who stands up here in front of you every month. And I mean, he is the person who is in charge of this club. Like I was saying, Andrew's opponent, devil. Okay, so please, if you can, support Andrew in every way, shape, or form. It is very important.
He ran for office in Hillsborough County in 2020. Sorry, thanks. He ran for judge in 2020, and the fabulous female judge who defeated him, Helene Daniel, was a client of mine in 2020. So the voters of Hillsborough County have already rejected Danny Alvarez, and we're going to do it again. So that's it.
Amen. Amen. We've got to defeat him. He has been coming out to all of the events that I take place with. I'm very active in Riverview, the Chamber of Commerce's, the Fishhawk Chamber of Commerce. He's been there. He's been out talking. He's very, very charismatic. He loves to talk to people, and he loves to talk to women. But I'm just telling you, folks, we have got to defeat him. We cannot allow him to go into office. So, the devil. We do have a member of the FDP here, DeForest. I would love for you to come up, introduce yourself, and tell us what the FDP is planning for our area.
Hello, everybody. I am the FDP's new regional organizing director for all of Hillsborough County. I mean, brand new. It's my third day on the job, but I am doing my best to start the ground sprinting. Thank you. I'm going to need it, sir. Some coffee too. Lots of coffee. But we are just basically going to get back to the basics. We're going to canvass the whole county. We're going to call the whole county. And in order to do that, I just need to cooperate and communicate with you guys as best I can, as close as I can. So, I'm going to give my phone number, contact info out to anybody who wants it here. But, anything you think I might need to know, any event you think, you might want to put on my radar, call me, email me, text me anytime. And I really mean that. I'm up really late. But basically, we're just going to start canvassing this Saturday, actually. And I know you guys are super busy, but I would ask if you know anybody anywhere in Hillsborough who wants to, canvass, anywhere in the county who wants to phone bank, the people over the county, get them my contact info, reach out to me and I'll reach out to them, or, direct them to our Mobilize event. We're going to start having, canvassing this Saturday. We're going to start having weekly canvassing sessions, on Mobilize every week, probably 2 or 3 times a week starting out, as well as a couple of phone banking sessions a week. Eventually some rallies too. I know me and Pinellas are, going to hopefully co-host some rallies later on, but that'll be coming in the upcoming months. But I just really wanted to get down here and meet you guys. I'm really excited to actually work with you guys, actually communicate with y'all. And I guess that's about it. Don't suppose anybody has any questions for me.
Question. You're talking about going out canvassing. What exactly are you canvassing for?
So we are just at least starting out with a really basic canvassing script. We are just asking people if they're supporting the party down the ballot. We are asking people if they're registered to vote and if they are willing to volunteer. That is it starting out. All right.
Are you just knocking down doors for now? Or?
Actually, no, we are knocking some non-party affiliate doors. We're going to try to get some info on, where some non-party affiliates are leaning. Hopefully, maybe even weed out some that are leaning really strongly to the right. All right. DeForest Barnett, ma'am. And like I said, anybody who wants my contact info, just ask. I don't have cards. Maybe I should. I don't know if I ever will, but I'd be glad to share that with you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. It's good to know that the Florida Democratic Party is here. And Radina, if you would, please come up here and tell us what we need to be doing. Big ask. Tell us who you are and what you do and all that good stuff.
Vanessa threw my name around a bit. I am, along with CL Townsend, the regional director, co-regional director for Region 5. This is part of Region 5. And we want to work more closely with you guys because the less duplication of effort we have, the more efficient we're going to be. And we really need to be efficient for this election cycle. Midterms are notoriously not as exciting as presidential elections, but this one is incredibly important. So we want to get some momentum going. We want to work with you, have you work with us. I've got cards here, and anybody who would like my contact information, my phone number, my email is on here. You guys meet the second Tuesday of every month, is that correct? except for July. You know, this is my first joint meeting with you, so you'll be seeing more of me. The Region 5 meeting is the first Tuesday of every month. Again, because of the 4th of July extended holiday, we are not going to meet for July, but in August 2nd, we're going to have Fentress Driscoll speaking at our meeting. You're all invited to come to. Thank you, Reed. Yes, Bloomingdale Regional Library on Bloomingdale Avenue, 7:30. And please, show up, bring other people with you, ask questions of Fentress. She, she had her area redistricted, reapportioned, but she is running for re-election, and she is an incredible speaker, one of the smartest people in the room that you're ever going to share space with. And she is really open to chatting, to talking, to looking up information if she doesn't have it at her fingertips. Please plan to join us August 2nd. Any of you have any questions of me? I am. Don't you love how he can project his voice without one of these? Oh, well, this guy, I mean, you can put him in the middle of a canyon and you're going to hear him on the other side.
Well, I was debating team and I was also a thespian.
There you go. There you go. Any other questions of me? Come up to me. I'm sitting in the back. I've got these. I'd love to get your contact information.
Can you please tell us the logistics of that district, because I'm totally confused.
Okay, Region 5 is a huge, huge geographic area. We start up in the north part of Hillsborough County, Plant City. As I said, C.L. Townsend and I share the directorship of Region 5. He takes the Plant City and the more eastern portions of Region 5. I take the western, southern portion. So I'm Brandon, Riverview, Valrico, that area. He's more the Plant City and the more rural area. So his area is vast.
I'm the very top of Region 6, Region 703. Everything above me is CL.
Right.
CL Townsend.
Right. And so what can I tell you about Region 5, Donna?
Do you have like street names, precincts, or whatever? Yeah.
Well, we have districts in Region 5. The Hillsborough County HCDEC is divided into 6 different regions, 7 different regions, 7. And each has its own boundaries. Some of them are geographically smaller but denser, like the South Tampa area. Others are more sprawled out but geographically enormous, like Region 5.
I have maps of these. They're the current ones that we're still living under for 2022 election. Okay, I can send them to you, send them to memberships to just see where we, East Hillsborough Democrat, how we interact with these different areas. I've got them. I didn't get them to make what I do for the elected representative flyers. I'll send them to you.
So we overlap with this club. And again, we just really want to join forces. We don't want to be redundant. We don't want to be duplicating efforts. We want to be pushing forward and putting some qualified Democrats into elected seats to make a difference. Because otherwise, all we can do is to say, so sad, too bad. Who wants to live that way? Vicky. Oh, whoa, how did I know? Vicky is one of my best.
One of the things is when we talk organization, organizing, okay, and then you get the volunteers, and then you have a list. I think what the volunteers are looking at, oh, we want you to canvas, we want you to text, but what directly do we want to do when you show up at a meeting and you have certain categories and you're ready to go? You want to sign up now, or I want to do text message? Nope, I want to go ahead and start out canvassing. I'm going to go to Andrew Learned. So those are the type of things that is that what you're kind of getting at there, Donna, for the area? I know Area 6 does the same thing in Plant City and whatnot, but I think that's what some of the people are kind of looking at.
Yeah, we're mapping out strategies as we go.
Right.
So we need to do all of it.
And we started that last Tuesday.
Speak in the mic.
We need.
Microphone actually talks to people on Zoom.
Oh, okay. We're looking to do it all, the canvassing, the voter registration, the phone banking, the text banking, all of it. We don't want to leave anything untouched that could make a difference.
And I want to thank you for being here. It's very important to the club that we have support from the HDEC. And so it's important y'all come up. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate you coming. Reed has been very instrumental in letting us know what's going on with the HDEC and how we can help. You heard from, oh my gosh, Vannessa. I haven't even finished my glass of wine, so, but anyway, Vannessa wants us to adopt precincts. We will be talking more about that and what we can do with those precincts. We do need to get out there and get the people to vote Democratic.
If I heard right, they're important precincts to Andrew Learning. Is that right? The 5 that they've asked to stop, they're all in Andrew's area? Yeah, that's the other important thing to remember.
Right.
Not only it's good for us to do it, but specifically for Andrew, a pivotal seat for us, avoid being a super minority or whatever. Right. So it's very important that we not only do this in general and give us mission and purpose, connection with the DEC, but specifically a real specific purpose is to help Andrew. If just by adopting those 5 precincts alone helps get Andrew reelected, that's a real, that's like, one of those spaghetti things they put on army uniforms. You will get a spaghetti ribbon that we help to get Andrew reelected. That's a big deal. Yeah, that's important.
I just want you to get rid of that T-shirt you're wearing. It's a vote Trump and Putin. Make tyranny great again. Oh, come on. Reed, I love you.
But it's blue.
Sure. And go ahead.
One more thing. Those of you who have my card, what's on the back? The flag. I urge all of you, when you're out in the community, voter registering, canvassing, to reclaim the flag.
Yeah.
I don't want to give it up to the people on the other side of the aisle. We own it. We need to claim it. Find hats with the flag on it. Reclaim the flag. It's ours.
Amen. That is true. Thank you so much. So I think I've hit everyone who's here. Is there any other announcements? Anything else going on? Any hand raised over here that I keep forgetting about? I hope that the people on Zoom will start coming down and coming to our meetings. Of course, Reed.
One thing that we need for everything that we've talked about tonight, we need to have every member of the HDC to let Donna know, if you don't know already, we're going to find out when I'm done talking. We need to know every precinct that you personally live in. You know, I, for example, in 703, we'd like to know everybody in this club. Make sure Donna has, if you don't have this data already, would like to know what precinct you live in. And if you don't know which precinct you live in, now's a good time to find out. And I'll be sending maps to Donna, which she can forward to all of you, and you can figure it out if you don't know already. Thank you. Well, it's for this November. We got to deal with where we are now for November. Yes,
Yeah.
everybody wants to worry about that, but not until next January. We're still living under the current maps and precincts and everything. This is, you know, before redistricting. Now, in November, they'll be voting to elect people who will be in new districts in January. But right now, we are where we are.
So what Rita's saying is that our precincts are not changing at the moment. So what precinct that you have been in, you're going to continue to be in until they change January 2023. Thanks, Reed. I appreciate it. Echo, I want to thank everyone who brought stuff in for Echo. If you can't be here, remember Echo is one of us. She is very, very adamant on helping people who are in need. So if you can, drop off supplies to Echo. They are in need of just about everything you can imagine. So when you go grocery shopping and you see that buy one, get one free, non-perishable, pick an extra one up. It doesn't matter whether it's one or two packages or whatever. Echo needs our support, and she does know that the Democrats are supporting her. So, drop those off. And with that, if there's nothing else going on, see you all at the parade. Okay, I hope that you all come down. We're going to meet at the HDEC office. They're mine. I'm going to take them. Is it a nice car? Yeah. Is it a Lexus or yeah? I don't want it then. Forget it. We are going to adjourn, and people, as you leave, remember that the people here who work hard, and even though they don't come in and they serve us, please remember the tip is very important to them. So, be kind. And with that, pay your bill. Otherwise, the East Hillsborough Dems will come in and pay the bill. So with that, everyone on Zoom, good night. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you're coming and visit. I hope to see you soon.